My name is Bethany Moran. I am a third-year undergraduate singer at the RNCM and I'm about to start my placement with Music Action International. Music Action International is a Manchester-based charity working with torture survivors and refugees seeking safety and asylum in Manchester. The charity uses music to bring some comfort and solace to these survivors of torture. I don't completely know what to expect from this placement. From their website, I can see that they work with a diverse group of individuals, conducting workshops with adults and teenagers, and they work in schools and have worked in war-torn countries such as Sierra Leone and Syria. I would love to help out in a workshop setting, but I understand that my role is more of an admin-based role, so there is a lot of behind-the-scene work with charities. General organisation must be a huge factor when working with so many people. Funding always needs to be found, keeping awareness of the organisation going through social media, general logistics for concerts and rehearsals, and of course, recognising the well-being of the participants. I applied for the position because of the outreach aspects of the role. I'm very interested in using music to help build people's confidence and to create a safe space for people to freely communicate. Last year I helped facilitate sessions with Streetwise Opera. Many of the participants were vulnerable adults. I helped by teaching and guiding some of the musical workshops, helping out if people were lost in the music, sharing ideas of how to characterise, and generally being enthusiastic and always ready to assist. So I think I'll be able to bring skills I've learnt from those sessions. Throughout the summer, I was a camp counsellor at a Girl Scout camp in Pennsylvania. In a setting like camp, nothing goes 100% to plan, so I would often have to creatively improvise situations whilst remaining calm and confidently in charge, making sure that the girls' well-being came first and foremost. I have also worked on a building site in Kenya with deaf and hearing teenagers. On the building site, communication was a huge challenge, as some people would sign, some would speak in Swahili, some in a native tribal language, and others in English. I could understand English and a little bit of Kenyan Sign Language, so communication was really quite a challenge. I understand that working with refugees and asylum seekers will entail lots of different languages, and maybe communication problems, so it'll be interesting to see how I overcome this. I'm really excited to start my placement and to see what skills I learn and how I can grow into a better musician from this. My name is Bethany Moran. I'm a third-year undergraduate singer at the RNCM, and I am 3 weeks into my placement with Music Action International. I am predominantly working with the Crisis Choir, a brand new choir consisting of asylum seekers and refugees of all ages at the Rainbow Haven Centre in Gorton. I was super happy to find out that I could work in a vocal workshop-like setting. I'm doing quite a lot of admin work in the choir, so collecting and giving out expenses, helping with paperwork and contact information, but I'm also helping facilitate the choir by leading warm-ups and creating more sound so people don't feel as shy to sing up. We are working towards a concert at the Rainbow Haven Centre later in the term and have been given 10 sessions to fill up 20 minutes of music. I attended a training day for the Crisis Choir a week before the sessions began. The day was hugely informative, beginning with introductory exercises using the senses, focusing mostly on sound and gesture, using a call and response like method. I noticed how the workshop leader used levels and her body to change dynamics, pitch, rhythm, making it really clear how much we can communicate via gesture. It was highlighted from the upshot that we will most likely have to communicate this way rather than using words, which is actually really challenging. We were presented with some facts and figures consolidating some context of life as a torture survivor, which was hugely eye-opening. One of the workshop leaders spoke about her experiences as a refugee and how she used music to give her hope and solace during this time, and how she ended up actually leading workshops. Being offered context was hugely beneficial and helped me to understand the vulnerability of the people I'll be working with. In my first few sessions with the crisis choir, I'm already aware of some instances I have to be sensitive towards, such as energy levels of the participants. I will have to learn how to match groups' general energy. With experience, I'll become better at judging the general energy levels, but I'm finding vocal and physical warm-ups are a great way to gauge this. I'm aware that I have to be sensitive with the physical movements of the warm-ups, that some participants may feel very vulnerable on certain days, so moving their bodies in such a way makes them feel really quite uncomfortable. I have to be very aware of noise levels amongst the group. It is good to allow participants to get frustration out on instruments, but for others this may become unsettling and trigger memories, especially with crashing and bamming of percussion instruments. I have used some of the warm-up exercises presented in the training, and the participants responded really well to them, although I'm still finding communication quite a challenge, but I'm sure as I get to know the participants better and become more confident myself that this will improve. My name is Bethany Moran. I'm a third year undergraduate vocal student and I am halfway through my placement with Music Action International. The sessions are going pretty well and the music is coming together really well. The main challenge is knowing which participants are going to turn up, as the numbers aren't too consistent. Some weeks we have 20 people of all ages, and other weeks only 3 or 4 people. We often have brand new participants turning up, which is really positive, but it's quite difficult as we have to reteach the music and the participants who have been there from the very beginning find this quite frustrating. However, with the nature of the choir, we completely understand that it may be quite hard to commit to turning up each week as many things may come up throughout the week for them. We have 6 voluntary musicians helping to facilitate the choir. In the beginning, some were more confident than others, so ended up taking more of a leadership role, which was difficult for other members of the group. Early on, we realised that it would work better if we organised ourselves into different jobs. For instance, some of us arrange the music, some work in little sections on harmony, some take the warm-ups, others teach the songs. It works out much better and everyone feels like they are helping out and using their skills. I help guide the vocal warm-ups and teach harmony lines to higher voices in the group. Some participants have shared songs they would like the group to learn in their native language. We are so glad that the members of the choir are invested and in the project and excited to share their cultures. Most of the songs we are shown are from YouTube videos, so we have to transcribe the songs by ear and then get the participant to teach us the words and pronunciation of the song. It is great that the participants have an active role in the choir, and I can see that it is really empowering for them. The songs are coming together for the concert and the participants seem really excited to perform to their friends and families. My name is Bethany Moran. I am a third-year undergraduate vocal student at the RNCM and I have just finished my placement with Music Action International. I have really enjoyed working with Music Action International and in particular with the Crisis Choir, as I was expecting to mostly be doing admin work. Facilitating the group has made me grow in confidence a lot. At first, using big gestures to communicate made me feel really self-conscious and over the top, but I soon learned that if you confidently commit to a task, then people respond really well. This is something I can definitely take into my performing skills. Working with the Crisis Choir has really built upon my patience. At first I got frustrated that I couldn't understand a lot of the participants, especially when I really wanted to converse with them, but I later learned that these skills take a lot of time to develop, and having a group where people meet up frequently only makes their skills grow more and more. It really highlighted to me how important communication is within a group, and especially amongst fellow group leaders. I have really learnt how imperative consistency is within a group, As a freelance musician in the future, I will probably take choirs and have vocal students. And if people miss sessions, then I need to find ways to reteach the music in a fun and engaging way so that the other members don't become bored. Working with such a large age range was really challenging and something which I need to work more on. When I direct more towards the kids, it can seem patronising towards the adults, but when I direct more towards the adults, it can become boring for the kids. Also, the energy levels between kids and adults are hugely different, so I need to find ways to find a happy medium. If I was to do my placement again, I would have done more admin work, as I became much more excited with the prospects of working with the choir, so I neglected that side of the role a little more. But having experience in arts admin field is looked upon really well and something I would like to take advantage of. I would also try to pre-plan sessions a little more so that they are more engaging for the participants. However, I understand this was difficult as we were never too sure of numbers. I would love to carry on helping out with Music Action International. I have thoroughly enjoyed my work with them.